February 1st, 1959. The last night 9 experienced hikers would ever be seen alive. They pitched their tent on the icy slope of Kholat's Yakul, a mountain the Mansi people called Dead Mountain. In the pitch-black night, something made them rip their tent open from the inside. Barefoot, half-naked, they fled into a deathly blizzard. By the time rescuers arrived, all 9 were dead. But how they died would ignite one of the darkest mysteries in modern history. Some had crushed ribs with no external wounds. One woman's tongue was missing. Others had eyes gouged out. And not a single person had shoes on. No animal tracks, no sign of struggle, just one clue. A final scribbled note in their journal. Now we know snowmen exist. What really happened on that mountain? You're about to hear. What we believe is the terrifying truth. 9 Soviet hikers, young, bright, tough, led by Igor Dyatlov. Their goal, a 300-kilometer trek through the Ural Mountains. Their reward, elite hiking certification. They set out in high spirits. Photographs showed laughter, trust. One hiker, Yuri Yudin, turned back early due to illness. He would be the only survivor. The others continued into the mountains. But 2 weeks later, when no radio message arrived, the search began. And what they found shocked the world. The search party discovered the hiker's tent. It had been slashed open from the inside. Shoes and supplies were still inside. Bare footprints in the snow led down toward the tree line. But they vanished halfway. Under a tree, 2 bodies, shoeless, nearly naked, burned hands, a makeshift fire nearby. Others were found spread out. One had a fractured skull, another broken ribs, all without any signs of external trauma. What force could do this without leaving a single mark? Later, theories proposed an avalanche, but none of the injuries matched. Radiation was found on some of the clothing, and their final journal entry: snowmen. The Mansi tribe spoke of creatures in the mountains. They warned, some things are not meant to be followed. And then there were the lights. On the night they died, other hikers miles away saw strange orange orbs in the sky above the pass. What if they weren't alone that night? What if something was watching them? The theory we'll tell you now was never released publicly. It came from a classified Soviet source, a man who said they were testing something not of this earth. He claimed the hikers stumbled upon an experimental weapon, or worse, an encounter with something non-human. Sudden disorientation, intense fear, internal injuries with no outer trauma. Exactly what high-pressure shock waves could cause. Or perhaps they saw something they weren't supposed to. Something that made them run barefoot through lethal cold. Rescuers estimated they'd been outside for 6 hours before death. One had climbed a tree, his hands torn, watching something. Another had bit through his own knuckles. And then there was Lyudmila. Her body was missing a tongue, and her eyes. Animals? No, there was no sign of scavenging. What's more disturbing, she had no frostbite. Whatever killed her was not the cold. In 1990, a former KGB archivist leaked documents. They referenced phenomenon testing near Kholat-Syakhl and Project Ozero, a file linked to Soviet experiments with high-frequency sound weapons and aerial craft retrieval. The hikers may have witnessed an aerial crash or contact and were silenced. How? Why? We may never know. The hiker's final camera roll was developed. The last photo. A blurred image of lights in the sky. Jagged, blinding, unnatural. Then, darkness. Could this have been what drew them from the tent? A force so terrifying. They ran without thinking, without shoes, into the deathly night. The Dyatlov Pass remains sealed by ice and silence. Today, conspiracy and truth blend, but Yuri Yudin, the lone survivor, never believed in avalanche theory. He said, something scared them, something that terrified them more than the freezing cold. He died in 2013, but his final words were whispered into a recorder. You can barely hear them beneath the static. They weren't meant to see it. And neither are we. In 2021, a new group of hikers returned to Dyatlov Pass. They went missing for 12 hours. When found, they had no memory, no injuries, just fear. One of them whispered as she was rescued, "It's still there." Whatever it was, never left. So next time you hear the wind howling through the trees, don't look up, don't look back, and never, ever camp on the slope of Dead Mountain.